Mr. Speaker, what we're witnessing on the floor today is, I believe, one of the most bizarre arguments against the bill that I've seen since I've been here in my 8 years in Congress. In fact, look over there and see how they're contorting themselves to say they're against this bill. Remember that old game we used to play as kids, Twister? It looks like a game of Twister over on that side today. Let's first about the facts in this bill. Today's 411 days since Hamas terrorists capture and continue to hold men, women, and children, including 7 American citizens hostage in the Gaza Strip. And in the wake of those attacks, nefarious groups have leveraged their status as nonprofits under Section 501c3 of the tax code to provide material and financial support to Hamas. We have examples. One is the Alliance for Global Justice, which is linked to the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, which the State Department designated as a terrorist organization. Another example is the Popular Media Project, which employed a Hamas spokesperson who held 3 Israelis hostage at his home in Gaza. Mr. Speaker, we don't negotiate with terrorists, so why should we allow tax advantage groups to fund them? Why should taxpayers be on the hook to subsidize organizations aiding Hamas terrorists and continuing to hold American citizens hostage? And why did our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, when Mr. Doggett passed on September 11th, voted for this bill passing out of the Ways and Means unanimously? Why was it okay to prevent the funding of terrorists by nonprofits then, but it's not okay to do so now? Why did our colleagues on the floor of the House vote for this, but not now? They say it's because suddenly we have Donald Trump as our president. So you're saying, folks, this would have been okay if President Harris had been elected, but not with Donald Trump? Maybe it makes sense because under Democrat presidents, the IRS did target conservative groups. Where was your outrage at that when the IRS was targeting conservative groups? And do you know that President Trump won the election by a wide margin? He has a mandate by the American people. He won the popular vote. He won 312 electoral votes. The American people believe that Donald Trump will save this country, will put this country on the right path. They don't believe that he's a fascist. They don't believe that he's the kind of dictator that you think he will be. Talk about election denialism. When are you going to accept that President Trump won this election and that President Trump will do what is right for the American people? Mr. Speaker, this is the most bizarre argument that I've heard on this bill, the most bizarre argument I've heard since I've been in Congress. They've completely reversed their vote in just a few months. It's unbelievable, Mr. Speaker. It's sad. This is a bill that it has parameters around the bill. They say now suddenly it doesn't have parameters. It simply says if a nonprofit is supporting a terrorist organization, their tax status should be revoked. It's a common sense bill. Do not believe what they're saying today. I ask my colleagues to support this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.